Welcome to day 284. We're up against it today. We've got to get that bloody roof finished. Anyone new to the channel? There's the house. We're building in Barbados. This is pretty much the last part of it, which is finishing the garage, which is reasonably large. But we've got literally Saturday today and tomorrow to get finished before we pour a very big concrete roof. So anyone that wants to know about what's going on, please like and subscribe to the channel. Please obviously comment down below. Please do all the stuff that we've been talking about. Subscribers are increasing, which is great news. We've got a couple of labourers in the house. They're mixing concrete as we speak because we're doing some plastering on the garages itself. We've got two rebar boys up on the roof. We've got the site manager sitting down on his phone. He's grinding. We've got the painter at the back who's helping out at the moment. We've got three carpenters around the back putting up formwork. And we have got literally 16 hours today and tomorrow to get the roof completely finished. So anyway, we're getting quite a few comments and important information sort of steering me in the right direction on here. So please help me get more and more people liking and subscribing, because at the moment the information I'm getting is great. And obviously the information I get I can pass on to you guys. To give an example, one of the guys is on here has mentioned about the rebar here. So around the back it all ties into the building here and around the other side. So the whole building itself is being tied into the steel of this building. And if it's not tied in right, then obviously the building can move away from the building. So having someone that understands rebar pointing out that doesn't look right, that doesn't look right, question this and question that is absolutely essential. So really good for me. Honestly, once I can go around and question, then I can pass on the information to you. So to give you an example, let me take you around and show you what one person has pointed out. It's something I already knew anyway, but today it's good to be able to question that, mainly because they're trying to box up the formwork today. So as I've come out after seeing that comment, I've come out and they're trying to box. So when we say box, the formwork, the 4-foot formwork that will go in here and all the way along, sorry, I'm doing it on the camera, it's difficult, trying to go all the way along here so that you can pour down in between and pour that beam. Once that goes on, you can't really do a great deal with the steel that's here. So what the individual has commented on is this piece here. So you've got steels that are coming along here, coming down and going back in the wall again. And what we've had to do is chisel into that wall, and this beam has got to tie into that beam. So as you can see here, and in fact, let me show it around. Okay, so here what you have is bars coming this way and this way, bending up into the bars in the wall there. So you can clearly see the bars coming around, shooting that way, and these ones go up and tie into those. But there's nothing down here. These ones aren't tied into anything, and neither are these ones. So what we've got to do is chase into that wall to reveal the rebar that's going up, and these bars have got to go around that rebar and be tied in so that the whole beam, the whole 4-foot beam, is tied into the building. Yeah, so basically in the moment you've got the top piece that's in, and obviously when it pulls, all it's got is that bit to rely on. It should have the whole thing, the whole beam has to be tied into this building. So, and then once that's done, then you can box up and then you can pour it, and then you're pouring steels together. So for the sake of just chasing out that corner and getting those rebars into those and getting them tied, you know, it's probably going to be half an hour's worth of work, and then you get a solid structure and also a structure done as it should be. So that's a comment that's come from someone on the channel. That's now information I can pass on to you guys. So this is why it's so essential to try and get as many subscribers and as many comments as possible. And if I can film as much as I can, then I can get more information myself and I can pass on more information to you. So some people might see that as minor, but obviously from an engineering point of view, I don't want cracks appearing in that building in 2 to 3, maybe 4 years time, and that's potentially what could happen. It's a massive, what is going to go in here, this beam is essential, because what it is the support mechanism for this entrance here. It's this support mechanism for that there, but also a support mechanism for the roof going that way. So there's a massive amount of weight on it. So as soon as that becomes weight bearing and comes down, the beam's going to want to do this. So if it's not tied in at the bottom, it's got more chance of doing that. So, but anyway, I'm not a rebar specialist, but from my point of view, rebar isn't rocket science, and it has to be tied together. In an ideal world, it would all be one system, but it's clearly not. It's all made out of separate bars, separate thicknesses, and they're all tied in at different places. What concerns me today is that we've got 2 days left. The guys arrived today with no rebar wire, and it's also 2 new guys that weren't here yesterday or the day before. So the team that was here yesterday to carry on from where they were is now, they're not here, and it's a new team. So it just concerns me at the moment. We've got 2 days left, and I've got 2 new guys here that hadn't even brought the right equipment. But anyway, the guys are going to carry on putting the formwork on here because we've got to have this, all of the woodwork's got to be done properly and all of the rebar's got to be done properly for us to stand a chance of pouring on Monday. So at the moment we are away from actually having the actual roof finished. And these guys obviously get held up on doing what they've got to do. Now we've got to do that. The guys have got to stop where they were going to formwork across this way. They've had to stop now because they can't do their part until that's now done. So it needs a clear plan and clear control, and at the moment there doesn't seem to be any, and the rebar owner doesn't seem to be on site at all, so he needs to be here managing and pointing in the right direction his men. So that's a phone call I'll be making at some stage. Sherman, my painter man's going to be in here doing some bits and bobs in there today, hopefully. But what he's going to be doing in there is finishing off some of the skirting boards for the house, and he's also going to be what else is he going to be doing in there? He's going to be doing the skirting boards for the house, and he's also going to be taking the front door off of here and getting the right varnish on there, because we coated the front with varnish and we haven't done the rest, so we need to get the whole thing off, get it sealed, let it dry nice and hard, and then hang it back on again. So we're going to do that as well. Other than that, it is literally, as I keep saying, Groundhog Day. It literally is rebar, carpentry, and general sort of odds and sods in and around the place at the moment. It really is about the pour for Monday. So thanks again to, 15, 20 comments that were made last night. Some of them were great, some of them were complimentary, some of them were informative. So yeah, any more comments, please let me know. This building, to a certain extent, could take a little bit of a backseat for now. It really isn't essential. Our main focus needs to be the garage at the moment and finishing off elements in the house. So yeah, where are we now? 9:30. I've got to go and get some materials. So I'll update you throughout the day. So it's Saturday, we've got quite a few guys in, and hopefully we'll have the same element of guys tomorrow. I need to speak to the carpenters because they normally have Sundays off. We can't have Sunday off tomorrow. They have to all be in. So we'll have to talk to them about making sure they're definitely going to commit to that. Other than that, have a great day. I will check in the next hour or two. Thank you. So I'm in Harris Paints, which is Wildy Way. Apparently they actually do a trial plastic, a smooth trial plastic, and you can have it coloured. So I'm here at the moment, obviously just looking around, seeing there's other products there I wasn't even aware of. Bitumen-based damp and vapour barrier. So yeah, let me just check it. Yeah, so at the moment, sorry about that. In the midst of obviously just pricing up the grey fine. They don't have the super fine in there, they only have the fine. So, but it takes 2 days to make 1 pail, 5 gallon. But again, like I said, here you've got all sorts of stuff. You've got drying accelerant for cement, obviously the bitumen, road marking paint. There seems to have quite a large selection here. And for people that are stupid enough to do 12-foot ceilings, they have stuff like this. Look how tall the poles are. 114 each. So yeah, multi-purpose bond agent, sealer, bonding with admixture for waterproof, mortar, plasticizer, loads of flat and eggshell paint, all the stuff we ran out of, and we had that problem of obviously when we painted and we had different flat materials, it causes problems. It's because there was no Harris in. If I'd known Harris was here, I would come and got it direct from here. But anyway, this is the place anyway. And also I'm going to get they do a floor steps paint, so I'm going to get that in dark grey as well. So he's going to mix that and let me take that. And then the other one's going to be ready in 2 days. So again, it's probably this sort of finish on this wall here. It looks like that, so it's not smooth, but it's not too bad. So I'd rather get it and get it going rather than wait what could be 2, 3, 4 weeks. Anyway, I thought I'd just check in and show you that. Just been in Quinlan as well, I was going to do the same there. Maybe I'll do a separate video on all the suppliers on the island, drive around, go into each one, show you the locations, show you the availabilities, show you some of the prices, and also talk about whether you can set up accounts and what discounts you can negotiate. So maybe I'll do a separate video on that. But anyway, at least we'll get something and we can take it back. Okay, we're 3:15. We've been rebar boys-less for over an hour and a half. What time do they leave? What time do they leave, Ford? What time do they leave? Huh? What time do they leave? Oh, they don't know. Anyway. So they turned up this morning with no wire, no lacing wire. The lacing wire that they use to obviously do their job, they didn't turn up with any. So they were going to leave. So I phoned the boss. The boss got some cable delivered to them. They carried on. So we've got the floor pretty much tied in. None of the smocks are really in place. And the guys run out of cable and just left. So I've just contacted the company and said, we have literally got a very short space of time to get this finished. And he said, they got no lacing wire. I said, incoming call, sorry. I said, you need to find out why they're not here, get them here, and get the cable here so they can carry on. Otherwise, we are not going to be ready to pour. So that was who was calling me as I was just reporting into you guys. So, but anyway, look, they've managed to get most of it down and most of it tied. They obviously have run out of wire, which means there's probably parts that they haven't done, which they need to come back and do. And we also need to get all the smocks in place to ensure that, yeah, you know, everything is ready for the pour on Monday. But apparently they're coming back tomorrow. It's like, you can't leave half day when you've got 2 days to do a job and you're not finished, and we are relying on you so that we can pour. The last two concrete pours that we did were on top of the roof of the house, and where else? There was another one, and both of them we missed. And then we missed because the rebar was not finished. Now at the same time, it's not just the rebar that causes the problem for the pour. If you don't get the rebar sorted out, Melanie, our electrician, right, Melanie? He can't actually come up here and fit all of his conduits in. So he's waiting for them to finish it so he can install his conduits. The plumbers are waiting for him to finish so that they can lay all of their plumbing and their pipe work and the drainage. And the carpenters are just cracking on. They obviously normally wait for the beams to be done before they install the 4-foot sides. But they're just going to crack on anyway, which I think they can do anyway. So, but anyway, we've got Monday, the deadline. If you can't pour concrete, it's not a case of ringing up and saying, I'm sorry, we're not ready, can we do it tomorrow? With the roof of the house, they turned around and said, that's fine, we are going to land up allowing you to pour in 2 weeks' time. So we had to wait 2 weeks, which means the steel is out in the rust salt air for a further 2 weeks. The formwork gets wet and starts blowing and starts going like a friggin' aero bar. So when you pour it, it just looks awful. Everything just delays, you know. There's a number of things that I've got to do. I've got to rust treat the steel with Osflow, which is 100 a bottle, and it will be 2 bottles. So it's just a knock-on effect. It's not just a case of having a 2-week delay. It's the knock-on effect of everything else and people's work. You know, I need to keep people working. If they can't work, then I have no work for them. I have to send them home. So anyway, I'm moaning. I don't mean to moan, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, get your bloody shit together. But anyway, I'm going to find out what he's doing and I'll make sure he gets his ass back here. I want this done and dusted and complete, and I want us snagging tomorrow afternoon so that we're prepared for Monday morning. But as I say, getting up here a little bit angry, and then seeing that a lot has been done, it's made me feel a little bit better. I was expecting to see bars everywhere, not tied down, but at least it's looking reasonably okay. Anyway, so indoors we've been painting and sanding and doing some few bits and bobs. And the plumbers are coming back tomorrow, and they've assured me they're going to get the drainage sorted out on here, and hopefully the electrician will be here tomorrow morning. He'll get all the conduits and electrical points in as well. So in the house. Tyson, I reckon we're going to make you famous. We should make you famous on the island. Everyone's got to know Tyson.
Exactly that.
Anyway, we've still got an hour or so left, so I'll check in with updates as and when we go. Fingers crossed, the guys will get back and get things sorted. This is one of the issues you can also have in doing beams. Let me show you down here. So the beam itself has got a certain width, and it's normally dictated by the block. So it's 8 inch. So this has obviously got to come over. At some stage, this will be pulled over. At the same time, the beam, as you can see, the beam is sitting to the front. So this smock here is probably a 2.5 inch by the looks of it, maybe 3 inch, and you've got another one down here. They both need to come out, and this needs to be cranked over. We need to have 3 inches at the front because this is going to be a sea salt wall, which means it's going to get battered. If you've got any less than 3 inches, then the chances are the steel will get blown with salt at some stage. So you're better off having a smaller smock at the back and pulling the beams over and having a larger coverage at the front. So at the moment, obviously they're not straight, and we've only got 8 inches to play with, so we're going to need to take those smocks out, and then this drill, as they call it, will end up going in the front, and obviously crowbar in it all good. Nice shot.
Money. All right.
It's a money shot, that one.
You play golf, right?
You play golf? Yeah. Not one of them, I don't.
job?
Yeah, definitely.
So show me the is that the shirt thing? I don't
What time is that?
yeah.
Show me the money?
Yeah. And then it slipped and my boss.
That's it. That's good. And then what you need, if you get it down the front and just give it a crank backwards, but don't stand on the rebar whilst you're doing it.
Yeah, I'll do that when I screw on.
Okay. So we need to crank this back. As you can see at the front now, we've got probably 4 inches, 3.5 inches at the back, and we've probably got about inch and a quarter, 3/4 here. Nothing down there. So the whole thing down there's got to come back. One of the problems we may have is they may have tied at that end, which may not be. We better crank that back. So we've got to make sure we check. So check that, guys, also all the way down here, yeah? This whole beam has got to be as back as possible, because this is, from this plot, the wind and the rain 90% of the time come from there, straight this way, which means this wall is going to get the brutalness. The ceiling's going to get quite a bit of brutalness, but obviously that's reasonably protected and that's reasonably protected. So it's just making sure that the steel gets as much coverage in concrete as possible. So anyway, I'm going to get down. We've also got the doorman here. Yes, the doorman, the guy that we call Elvis. That's a good one, actually. I've got a new nickname for you, Anthony. I'm going to call you Elvis. 1, because you got good tunes, and 2, Elvis gets spotted more than you do. So we're going to go and have a look at the door in a minute, see what he's up to. You do crack out some tunes as well, don't you? I've heard your tunes, they're good. You're singing, I've heard you singing, it's good. Right, so he's actually working on the front door. We found a few problems. First of all, the bolts that come with the massive door handle. So we've got probably a 4-foot stainless steel door handle. It's not designed to go through and connect with the back one, so you've got to connect one side and connect the other one side. So we're going to have to go left or right. So from the side they look like they're the same, they're connected, but they're not. They're maybe an inch or 2 apart. But the bolts that come with it aren't thick enough to go through the door. Not without setting or countersinking the screws, and because we've gone lighter with the door, i.e. not gone completely solid, we haven't got the depth to make, so we've got to get bigger bolts. And the other problem is the door latch that they've sent, the lock is 3 inches and the door is 3.5 inches, but obviously we need coverage on the front as well, so you probably need 4.25 inch door lock. So they're ordered coming in from wherever they're abroad, and they should be here this week. So he's come here to try and fit the door handles and door locks and door latches, and unfortunately he's having a few teething problems with getting them in, so we will see. Hopefully I might even get him to put some locks on the bathroom doors. That'd be nice. Go to the toilet with a lockable door. Okay, another day over. Sun is out, breeze is very, very small, hardly any clouds. What a glorious end to a day. Would have been better if we actually got a little bit more done on here, but the guys on the woodwork side managed to get most of the 4-foot sides on. Got that one there to do, this corner to do once the drainage is done. We did manage to get the 20 jacks in the end, so the jacks are here tomorrow, so tomorrow we'll put up the 8x3s. This side obviously has got the 4-foots all the way along. So tomorrow is 8x3s going into the centre. It's the threaded bolts and the conduit going through. Hopefully the rebar guys will come and finish off, smock everything up, get the jacks up in place where they should be, and then Monday morning pour. That is the absolute aim. So inside, the front door didn't get sorted in the end, unfortunately, due to the lock issues. So during the week we'll get the latch, get the screws, and get that finished off, and hopefully get that sanded in, painted at some stage in the next couple of days. But the glass is in. Got a little bit of glass up there, look. So we'll get the artwork done in there, and then I've also got to now start finishing, actually putting the U-channel onto the wall, redoing the plasterboard up to the door frame on all sides. So as you can see, right up in that top through the window, you can see that it's just not finished there. Looks like the ceiling needs to be finished in, and the sides need to be finished in as well. So we'll try and start, maybe get the wheels in motion on getting that done in the next few days anyway. Then it's items, furniture on the door, getting it all sanded up and finished off, and then we should be in pivot heaven. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I've got some dark grey paint for the steps around the back today. I don't think I'm going to do the front. I think the front will look better as it is. Making it dark, I think we'll just take the take the attention away from the door. But I'm going to contact the vinyl man as well to see if he can actually get our 1, 2, 3 done for the actual glass above, because that would be bloody nice to get done. Monday pour. Garage door is going to be at least 3 weeks to get delivered to UK, and then another 2 to 3 weeks to get here. So that's going to be another 5 to 6 weeks before we actually have it here. That's if the company in the UK get their asses in gear, because I ordered it and it was meant to be delivered in mid-November, and we're still now waiting in March. But anyway, tomorrow, I say in here, is going to be putting the 8x3 through this one here, through that one there, through that one there, getting all the jacks put in place, tweaking everything, conduits, threaded bolts. Again, this side, I managed to get that sorted out in the corner. It's all done around here as well. So to a certain extent, everything is done, waiting on the rebar, jacks, and concrete. So hopefully the concrete man's going to come out in the next few hours, if not tomorrow. Have a quick look at it, let us know what he thinks. England, tomorrow is Mother's Day. So for all you husbands out there that are English on the island, and the ones watching in, I'm sure you're going to be doing something special for your wives and partners tomorrow. I'm going to be doing something with mine, so I won't be around a great deal tomorrow. So fingers crossed these guys can take the responsibility and get things done. Can't even put my ladder away without me yet being here. So fingers crossed, obviously, they can get things done tomorrow in my absence, because I'm going to be taking my wife and my children out for something to eat and trying to find somewhere to steal some flowers. So have a great day, like and subscribe, get commenting away, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Take care.